Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's Matthew Stolberger here, your host of the Everything Wiffle Podcast. Today, we got a list of about 7 things we're going to talk about. Just thought, thought I'd give you guys an update on what's going on in the league. So, cue the intro. We'll be back. Alrighty, guys. So, still by myself. Not much of a setup. Kind of just sitting in my basement. So, not much really has changed since the last podcast that I made, but a lot has happened between now and then with what's going on here in the SOBL. It is currently April 2nd at the recording of this video. I don't know when this is coming out, but April 2nd of the recording of this video. And yeah, so we'll just start off here with the very first bullet point that I got. So we have a set start date. So right now we're looking to start some SWL games here coming up at the end, probably the end of April, if not like the start of May. So yeah, that's kind of like the start date. So probably the last week of April or like the first week of May. That's what we're trying to look for here. That's what we're aiming at. So hopefully that goes according to plan. So we start the season, get some games going. It's always fun. So yeah, and along with that, our opening day matchup. So this is gonna be on here before it's announced on Instagram. So I hope y'all are watching this. But so our opening day matchup. I think I might have said this in the first one, but it's gonna be the Wolves and the Terror. They were the best rivalry last year, so they're gonna be back at it right away again. I'm not sure how many games they're gonna play. Everybody plays each other 3 times, and yeah, so they might play all 3 of their games. They might play 1. They might play 2, but that's going to be the first league game of the year. And yeah, there might be other games on that day. That's usually what we do. Usually they're just like the first game, and then there's whatever after that. So, but yeah, so that's going to be opening day matchup. That'll be the first video that comes out for a league game. And so that'll be fun. And then before that, actually, we are going to have a spring training series. So, with some rule changes this year, like field measurements and whatnot. So we're moving the mound back a couple feet. So that's going to give, hopefully it gives hitters a little bit of an advantage on the pitchers, as the pitchers kind of had a pretty dominant year last year. So we're hoping to give the hitters a little bit more time to react to the ball and have some more offense this year. So we're moving the mound back a little bit, and that spring training series, whatever it comes out to be, I'm not really sure how we're going to operate it, but I know I want to have it. That spring training series is going to be kind of the first look that we have at the new mound distance, which I'm not really sure exactly how far. It's going to be, currently we throw from 34 feet, so it's going to be backed up a couple feet from there. I'm not really exactly too sure on the exact measurements. But yeah, so that spring training series should be it'll be our first look at what we got going on this year. So, and whoever plays in that gets an opportunity to play before everybody else and play with new measurements and kind of adjust. So that'll be good for those guys. Should be good. That's also going to give us our first look at kind of how I want to do my broadcast this year, because I want to implement some new things to our videos. I feel like our videos are kind of just bland and boring. It just plays the intro and then goes right into the game. I want to give a little bit more broadcast into it. So like have some pre-game interviews, post-game interviews, like talking about the teams, like, so that'll kind of give us a first look on how I really want to run things this year. So yeah, that'll be fun. And then in our next bullet, so right here, big. If you've been following the Instagram, you already know about this. We have two brand new teams to the SWBL this year. We have the Midwest Gophers and our new addition of the Southern Colts. So this would be good. So the Midwest Gophers is Sam Bordner, and then the Southern Colts is Gavin Spa. So yeah, two new guys. Neither of them have ever like played any like wiffle ball before, so it'll be interesting to see how they roll. And I know I hinted the Gophers being in a team in the first podcast. So now the Colts are really the newer team. And now we got some rookie of the year battle going on here. I really like that. I like to have a good battle and not like one team being new, so they automatically get to be the rookie of the year because they're the only rookie. So I like this battle. One person is gonna come out with the rookie of the year, so that'll be fun. I don't really have too high expectations as a commissioner for the two new guys. I kind of just expect them to come in here and kind of just expect them to, just come in and like kind of do their thing and just see how it plays out. I hope they become pretty good, and they're able to compete. So, but who knows? They could be like they could end up like the Terror and not win a game their first season. Yeah. So, anyway, so yeah, I hope those guys do good. I hope they adjust well to the league. They should bring some competition in, as we're all good buddies. So there's already been some trash talk going around with some guys, and then some of the rookies, talking their smack and all that jazz. So we'll see how it goes. It should be fun. They're all excited. So it'll be good. All right. Now here's the last three points that I got here. Real big. So we'll start off with the first one. We're bringing back the American League and the National League. So we haven't had this since 2021 was the last season that we had divisions because we had not as many teams. So it was like, well, what's the point of having divisions? So we're bringing the divisions back. So this is exciting. So we have 3 teams in the National League and 4 teams in the American League because there's 7. So one league is a little uneven, but so in the National League, we have the number 1 ranked Western Woodpeckers, and we have the number 4 ranked Northeastern Huskies, and we have one of the rookie teams, which is the Southern Colts. So those 3 teams will be in the National League. And then in the American League, we will have the number 2 ranked Great Lakes Terror, the number 3 ranked Northwest Wolves, the number 5 ranked Eastern Stars, returning back this season, fresh off of injury. So that'll be exciting for Ben Kish and the Stars to get rolling again. And then we have our other brand new team, rookie, the Midwest Gophers. So those are our new divisions. As the Huskies, Colts, and Gophers and the Wolves have never seen divisions before. Only the Woodpeckers, Terror, and Stars have seen divisions. And since then, the Terror and the Stars returned back to the American League as the Woodpeckers switched. The Woodpeckers have switched to the National League. So this gives the Woodpeckers, Matt Stahlberger, gives them a chance to win an MVP. If he wins the MVP for the National League, he would be the first player in SWL history to ever win an American League and a National League MVP. So that's kind of exciting. I like that. That's cool. Now that's if he does win the MVP. Anything can happen. So yeah, that also brings back National League awards, American League awards. So now there's not just one MVP. Now there's going to be 2 MVPs. One for the American League, one for the National League. And then, yeah, so that'll be good. And that also gives like AL Cy Young, NL Cy Young, AL Silver Slugger, NL Silver Slugger. And then obviously there's still only one Wiffle award that it goes out to one player. We might implement some new awards this year. Not really sure. Kind of just a thought in my brain. Not, I don't know. It's not gonna be too much going on there, but maybe. I'm not really sure. We might see what happens. So with the new divisions, we have a point system that we're gonna implement here. So basically, the point system basically saying so like, it's basically your division games. So I'm gonna use the American League here as an example. So we're gonna stay with the Great Lakes Terror. So when the Great Lakes Terror play their division opponents, like the Wolves, the Stars, and the Gophers, those 9 games that they'll play against those teams, so those 9 games that they'll play 3 against each, those 9 games are more important than the 9 games that he'll play against NL teams. So you get points for wins against in-division opponents. Basically saying like, oh, if the Terror beat the Wolves 2 times, that's 4 points. So a 1 win is 2 points. A loss is 0. And then if you end up going into extra innings, that gives you an opportunity to still get a point if you lose. So basically saying you prolong the other team from winning. And so that's going to be the point system. So, it's going to be good because like you could have a good record but not have the best record against division opponents. And someone with a worse record could be good against division opponents. So they could be higher than you. All based off points. So I think that gives another aspect like towards the playoffs and like positioning and basically just like what seed you end up getting. So it brings a new aspect into the game. And kind of just makes the guys want to win more against certain people. Obviously, you want to win every game, but like some games are going to be more important than others. So that's kind of going to be the point system. I think as the season goes on, most people should understand that. I'll talk about standings a lot. So, and then that leads us into our last point here, the All-Star game. So I know I probably briefly talked about the All-Star game maybe in the first podcast. I'm not too sure. But so the All-Star game is going to consist, it will still consist, if you've seen the Instagram post, it will consist of the top 4 teams in the league at the time. And that's at the halfway mark. So after everybody's played 9 games, we'll have the All-Star game. It'll be the top 4 teams by record. So the All-Star game doesn't take like points or anything like that. Like it doesn't take the top 2 in each league. It could based on people's records. But whoever has the 4 best records in the league, regardless of like any, like at that point, like division points thrown out the window, it's all based off records. So whoever has the top four records in the league make it. 1 plays a 4, 2 plays a 3. The winner of those games play in the All-Star game. There'll be 3 games in that All-Star tournament, and winner take all. They'd be crowned the All-Star champ, and then any stat in those 3 games will not be recorded. They won't go towards your record. They won't go towards your batting average or anything like that. So whatever you do in those games will be recorded for like All-Star stats, but they won't go towards your all-time records or all-time stats, nothing like that. So yeah, that's kind of all we got right now. There will be a podcast coming out soon here in a couple weeks. I'm going to be bringing on Adam Kish and Dom Astro. The Wolves and the Terror, they won the best rivalry last year, so I'm going to bring them on. They've already planned and they're going to trash talk each other, so that'll be fun. And yeah, that's kind of all I got here today, guys, for this episode of Everything Wiffle Podcast. That's all I got. So thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed this podcast. I know it's not very long, but just a quick little chat, I get to talk. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next podcast.